Hello and welcome to This Week in Bitcoin, brought to you by Relai Private. And this week, it seems like this prophecy that we've seen in the midst of the bear market is actually coming true, where a lot of people speculated that Asia will kickstart the next bull run. We've got some news out of Hong Kong. Then secondly, we'll also talk about the halving. Maybe it already happened, maybe it didn't, but we'll definitely talk about it. And lastly, we also have some internal news where we are stacking Bitcoin as a company. But let's kick things off with the news out of Hong Kong, and very much different than what you've seen in America with the SEC. In Asia and Hong Kong specifically, if some of ETF issuers are actually sending in applications to their SEC, it doesn't take months and countless arguments on TV and whatever to convince them that they can actually approve spot Bitcoin ETFs. Because this week we've heard that these issuers had sent in their applications a couple of weeks ago. They were in close touch with the local SEC. There were hints here and there that there might be things happening, and just out of the blue, suddenly the announcement came that all of these spot Bitcoin ETFs were approved and at the end of April would be allowed to be traded and offered to clients. With that, Asia sort of enters the ETF race and the race for institutional adoption. But what's very interesting, I think, is a lot of people have a misconception about this. Hong Kong is very much independent of China, at least financially speaking. Politically speaking and stuff, it's a bit of a different story. But financially speaking, the mainland doesn't actually have as much access to Hong Kong financials as you might expect. Therefore, Hong Kong is more of a financial hub for outside investors, money from America, money from South Asia, money also from Europe. And it is very much operating independently there. So it will be interesting to see how much of the flow will actually be out of Asia directly, mainly China and all of the other global superpowers, maybe like South Korea and these things, Japan, or how much will actually be from foreign investors. Nevertheless, Asia and Hong Kong specifically is now on board as well. Then secondly, we've got the halving week coming up, or we are in the halving week as I'm recording this video. And it could be that the halving already happened by the time I actually put out the video. But nevertheless, that doesn't change a lot of stuff. We'll reduce the block rewards from 6.25 to 3.125 Bitcoin per mined block. And therefore, if you measure it by the stock to flow ratio, Bitcoin is now more scarce than gold. It is the hardest asset on planet Earth. It's eating inflation by miles, because with this halving, we're also going to reduce the inflation, because it is a disinflationary asset, at least until the last Bitcoin is mined. And if you actually look at all of these constructions coming together now, all-time high before the halving, never happened before. Wall Street adoption, crazy. People are really interested in it. Now you've got Asia coming in with Hong Kong, and I'm sure there will also be other countries involved. Europe is unfortunately last to the table as always, but they're also coming up to it. And if you actually look at all of that stuff, knowing that Bitcoin is now more scarce and harder than gold, this could be actually an interesting halving looking back. And I'm sure in the coming months, we'll have some interesting times. So with that, enjoy it while it lasts. Halving is always a fun time. I hope you were able to go to some halving parties. And if not, nothing really changes in the protocol. The halving is baked in, and now we'll see where we go from here. And last but definitely not least, we also have some internal news, and that's that we are proud to announce that we have been stacking Sats as a company, just like some of you at the DCA plan, since January of this year. And we decided to do this to more or less follow the same playbook as you've seen with MicroStrategy and all of these companies, because Bitcoin is such a no-brainer to have on your balance sheet, and the appreciating monetary premium you get with it, that it would not have sense to not have Bitcoin on there. Plus, we're a Bitcoin-only company. We really believe in the vision of everything. One of our statements is actually that you should take control of your future today. And what better time than to actually do this as a company itself by stacking Bitcoin. So watch out for social media, because there will be the one or the other announcement post, and we very much look forward to continuously stacking our sats with our company DCA plan. And that's it. We're at the end of this week in Bitcoin. If you got any questions, feedback, or suggestions, let us know in the comments below. And I look forward to seeing you next week again.